Coming up on 9 News Mornings at 6 a.m., turkey legs, concert music, and so much more. A staple of summer is back this weekend. What this year's Greeley Stampede has to offer.
Meanwhile, another Colorado tradition turns 95 years old this weekend. Also coming up this hour, the donkey draw, if you will, that will bring thousands of people to Cripple Creek.
Some people in northeastern Colorado may have to check for hail damage this morning. Many viewers sent in photos and videos of huge hail that dropped in Sterling. Whoa. Strong winds were also reported along with golf ball sized hail. Good Tuesday morning. I'm Corey Rose here with Drew Carney and Katie Lasau.
All right, Katie, let's get right to it because we know there could be some more storms today and they could be closer to Denver, maybe even a little later tonight.
And large hail is the main threat and it'll be more widespread. We have an enhanced risk of severe storm activity. Okay. So we're bracing for a very active and potentially extreme day in the weather department. Maybe one of those nights if you have a garage car inside, because it'll really start to pick up steam, the storms that we're anticipating to see later on this evening after sunset. As the sun comes up on this Tuesday morning, though, winds are calm, skies are mostly clear at 62 degrees, but it is, as you can see from our skyline here, a touch hazy, smoky, some areas of smoke lingering across the Front Range and plains early this morning. That'll clear out, but for today and mainly tonight, a severe weather risk. Large hail, damaging winds, even isolated tornadoes, a threat with more of those widespread thunderstorms forming. Fire danger in the high country. It'll be hot, dry, and windy over the western half of the state, and then we'll all dry out and warm up through the end of the week and into the weekend. But as of this morning, the Storm Prediction Center has upgraded Denver, Greeley, the eastern plains from a slight to an enhanced risk of seeing storms capable of producing this hail upwards of 2+ diameter inch hailstones. And what that looks like for us here across the Denver area won't be widespread, but our weather headlines for today, it will be today, tomorrow, and on Thursday that will have the potential for more wet and also severe weather. This morning it is dry, mostly clear skies, no weather worries if you're stepping out the door early, and this will be the case for the first half of this Tuesday. Into about 1 o'clock this afternoon, we'll start to see clouds build off to the west near Boulder, Winter Park, north, Greeley, Fort Collins. That'll be our best chance right around 4 o'clock. And over southeastern Colorado of seeing a few strong storms, but after 7 p.m. over I-76, downtown Denver, best chance for us seeing some of that moisture, and then into about 8:30 this evening from the airport and east. We'll continue to watch the skies. We, of course, will send out any alerts if we do see any severe warned thunderstorms, and then we'll clear out later on this evening. It won't just be today, though, that we'll be talking about that risk from fire danger, but in the mountains, more wet weather is set to roll in through the middle and end of the week. Brianna will talk more about our statewide futurecast from air quality alerts and the more moisture that we'll be watching through the rest of the week coming up in just a few.
And 6:01 is your time for this Tuesday morning. Happy Tuesday, everyone. A live look right now from 225 heading up northbound. So the cars heading away from us, those are all heading northbound, maybe to Colfax, Alameda, or I-70. And then you have southbound 225 heading towards I-25. No issues to report this morning. I want to show you what this looks like on our maps, and also no overnight constructions or crashes are happening right now, but that could change later this morning because we are seeing traffic volume start to pick up in this area. If you are taking 270, especially in the Commerce City area, so 270 between I-25 and I-70, we are slowing down between York and Vasquez. Now I-25 from downtown to the Tech Center. If you're coming from the Tech Center heading towards downtown, heading northbound this morning, only about 11 minutes. And then downtown to the Tech Center, 12 minutes if you're heading south.
All right, thanks, Brianna. In our news headlines here at 6 o'clock, a former Jeffco Public School security guard is behind bars on child sexual abuse charges. Longmont police arrested 67-year-old Brian Ritchie on Monday. Investigators say a girl came forward earlier this year and accused Ritchie of inappropriate contact over the span of several years. According to an affidavit, police found photos, videos, and other child sexual abuse material on Ritchie's devices. Jeffco Public Schools says Ritchie was no longer a full-time employee, and the district says they fired him in March after learning about this investigation.
The Denver City Council is moving forward with a proposal to reduce the maximum jail time and fines for dozens of misdemeanor offenses. In December, the state Supreme Court ruled that cities cannot have stricter penalties for the same crimes. Now, City Council is considering changing city code so that sentences match those for equivalent state offenses. The bill will be back before City Council for a second reading and public hearing next week.
3 Denver communities, all in historically Latino or Black neighborhoods, are without a public outdoor swimming pool this summer. The Curtis Park, Ruby Hill, and Sunnyside neighborhoods all have outdoor pools that are closed right now. That includes the Mestizo Curtis Park outdoor pool that's been shut down since 2023. It's not expected to reopen until sometime in 2028. That means families will have gone at least 5 consecutive summers without it. Some residents say this delay was avoidable. When Denver Parks and Rec initially proposed a smaller scale redesign for the pool, community members pushed back, demanding a pool that compares to those in more affluent parts of the city. The city ultimately agreed to maintain the original layout, but the design fight cost them years.
It was nice. It was always a family community. Everybody always hung out together, played, and now there's none of that. None of that for the kids. I mean, you see families, but you don't see them like you used to see them when the pool is open.
Statement. Denver Parks and Rec said that timeline for the Mestizo Curtis Park project was extended as the department responded to community requests for more time to provide feedback on the design.
The mayor of Windsor says flyers being shared around town are creating confusion about a possible AI data center planned for property near town limits. The flyers mention a data center coming to Windsor and include a QR code directing residents to a petition aimed at stopping the project. Mayor Julie Klein says those flyers contain some inaccuracies. Global AI did buy a property, but it was at the former Kodak site between Greeley and Windsor. Weld County is now reviewing a permit application for a data center to be at that site. Windsor's mayor points out the town does not have authority over that. If Weld County approves the project, Global AI would decide if it wants to work with Windsor or Greeley for municipal city services such as water, roads, and police protection. The mayor says she does not know where the flyers came from, but says people with questions should contact town officials directly with those questions.
The Senate overwhelmingly passed a bipartisan bill designed to bring down housing prices and also boost supply. The legislation would approve a series of funding and grant programs for building new homes. It would slash red tape and empower local governments to expedite reviews to build more housing. Now, a key section titled "Homes are for people, not corporations" would restrict any large institutional investor from buying single-family homes. This bill now goes to the House.
This morning, we're getting an update in the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie, mother of Today Show co-anchor Savannah Guthrie. NBC is reporting that a second note sent to media outlets indicated Nancy is dead. That note is not new, but this is the first time we're hearing what was actually in it. Investigators say they believe the notes are potentially credible. Guthrie disappeared from her home more than 4 months ago. The investigation is ongoing.
A federal investigation has found that the Champlain Towers south in Surfside, Florida, had been failing for weeks before the condo tower collapsed 5 years ago. Nearly 100 people died. The pool deck fell onto the underground parking garage, causing a chain reaction that destroyed a large part of that building. This week's report found the collapse was the result of a flawed design and faulty construction. A final federal report is still to come.